ESPN.
We have reached the quarterfinals of Conference USA Basketball Championships. Tonight from the Star in Frisco, Texas, top seed Florida Atlantic Owls take on the number 8 seed Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Let's take a look at the brackets and see how this quarterfinal night is going to stack up. A lot of games going on tonight. Florida Atlantic, Western Kentucky. A little bit later, it'll be Middle Tennessee and Charlotte. Also going on, it'll be North Texas and Louisiana Tech. That'll be following this game at 9 o'clock Eastern, and wrap things up with UAB and Rice. That'll be at 9:30 Eastern time, all coming from the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas. Hello again, everybody. Along with Colin Boddicker, former TCU star. I'm Ron Thulin. Good to have you with us tonight. Now, Western Kentucky trying to get to the semifinals for the first time since 21-21. And they're going to have a big night from Devin Knight.
Davian McKnight, first-team All-Conference USA player. He started the game yesterday with no points in the first half, picked up a couple fouls early against UTEP, but then boarded. He turned it on in the second half, scored 13 points, dished out 7 assists, as they overcame a 6-point halftime deficit against UTEP to advance here to play FAU in the second round.
And for FAU, Elijah Martin, the sophomore, I should say, he can really shoot threes. He can really dish. He is the all-encompassing player.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. He averages 12.6 points a game and 5.3 rebounds per game. First-team all-conference performer for Florida Atlantic. And he is the guy who kind of makes them go, does a little bit of everything for them. Big-time player for FAU.
FAU coming in, as we mentioned, the number 1 seed in the tournament. They have a net ranking of number 15. They've won 7 of their last 8 games in 4 straight coming into the tournament. When you talk to Dusty May, the one thing he said at the beginning of the year, and still saying it now, this team has all the pieces.
Yeah, they have 9 guys that play at least 16 minutes a night, so they're very deep, and everybody contributes.
You have to go back to last year when it comes to FAU and look at how many guys played. That gave some of these younger guys experience. That, in turn, has led to depth this season. They're pretty much too deep at every position.
Not a lot of teams in the league, in the country even, can say that.
And the head coach, though, successful head coach of Western Kentucky, Rick Stansbury, 4 20-win seasons for Western Kentucky. First true assistant's job was at Austin Peay, Mississippi State head coach from 2019 to 2012, and head coach at Western Kentucky since 2016. And the head coach, of course, of FAU, Dusty May, Coach of the Year in Conference USA. And Western Kentucky will have the ball first. Once again, we've talked about him a lot last night, but one of their big weapons, number 33, Jamarian Sharp, leading shot blocker in the country. But he showed us last night he also has a little offense.
Yeah, he had a couple of big-time slam dunks last night, rocking the rim, as you might imagine it, as he's standing 7'5".
Slipping and falling to Jordan Rawls, getting the start in the place of Jarius Hamilton. Hurt his ankle last night. Not sure if he's going to be able to play. Rawls had an outstanding game.
And right away, you see FAU making winning plays. Davis diving on the floor for a loose ball and coming up for the steal.
Davis gives it up to Boyd. 10 on the shot clock. Boyd tried to get the cutting big man. Vlad Golden couldn't get to him. Outside the 3, a little bit off to the side. Golden comes down to the rebound. FAU uses 2 centers, Golden and Giancarlo Rosado. Both are completely different. Golden runs more post sets, and you'll see Giancarlo Rosado with a lot of passing. First bucket of the game belongs to FAU.
Yeah, Golden rising up for the big jam there. On the other side, Allen missed the 3. He hit 4 threes last night against UTEP, so look for him to try to stay hot. Western Kentucky.
And you take a look at WKU's lineup. It's going to be Rawls, Allen, Acott, McKnight, and Sharp. A lot of talent on this Western Kentucky team. Pull-up jumper buried for 3.
A couple of jab steps from Acott, and then he just rises up and knocks down a 3.
Acott, the 6th-year pro out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Turnover. Western Kentucky will have the basketball. talking to Rick Stansbury before the game, feels really good about this team. He said, once again, it's going to be like it was last night. We've got to make good shots, and we definitely have to take care of the basketball.
Well, they've got enough offense out on the floor that they can overcome FAU scoring a bunch of points. McKnight right there with an offensive rebound.
Sharp doesn't
get the finish, but then on the defensive end, they still got Sharp down here as a defensive player of the year. Averages over 4 blocks a game.
Offensive rebound and the putback by Nick Boyd, the redshirt freshman out of Garnerville, New York. But you look at how many assists that this FAU defense allows. In conference play, they only allow 7.8 assists, which means they're disrupting a lot. They're not allowing you to get early baskets.
Yeah, it's a lot of walking into shots for guys that having to create their own stuff.
Slam dunk from Vladislav Golden.
Vlad going out with a big-time hammer dunk right there.
13 Conference USA. He has made big improvement this year. His scoring is up, his rebounding is up. 3 off the mark. Sharp can't come up with it. Here's FAU on the run, led by Boyd. Boyd averaging just 2.5 assists a ball game. And that'll be a travel, moving those feet too quickly. How much of an advantage is it for Western Kentucky to have played already in this arena?
Yeah, there's 2 schools of thought there, I think. I think one is you get used to playing in the atmosphere in the conference tournament. You've got a game under your belt. You've got a win under your belt, so you're feeling good about yourself, confident about yourself. But then also you come off a hard-fought game that you had to come back to win.
Right.
And, you know, how good are the legs going to be?
And it was a hard game last night. They had to work for that victory.
Yeah, down 6 at halftime. Had to fight back and end up winning the game by 6.
Allen to Aycock. Aycock moves inside, tries to jump stop, just fall away. No. Rebound into the hands of Boyd. We saw Dusty May, the 5th-year coach, was an assistant in Florida under Mike White. Gives a lot of credit to Mike White for his success. But you got to look at Dusty May. He is an outstanding basketball coach.
That was a heads-up play right there by Davis. He's got Sharp kind of retreating on defense right there, and he kind of just initiates some contact, draws a foul on Sharp. That could end up being a big play.
How about Dusty May? You talk about the credit he gives Mike White, but he's got to take a lot of credit himself. 5th straight winning season, 3rd straight in conference play. When he took the job, he said the area surrounding him was fertile for recruiting. Boyd outside for 3. Sharp takes it away. That's going to be an interesting battle with Sharp and Golden. Golden's got more girth. Greenlee. Boyd hands it off. Davis lost the hand a little bit. Boyd wants it back. Western Kentucky digging at it. McKnight becoming a little pest there, knocks it out.
Golden was standing underneath the basket, just hoping that he could see him and get it past to him as we hit the under 16 timeout. FAU up 6-3 early here in the first half against Western Kentucky.
Conference and its member schools providing championship jewelry for Conference USA students.
The Conference USA Men's and Women's Championship is brought to you by Total Care, where lives are transformed. Well, Colin Boddicker, I'm Ralph Thulen. Good to have you with us so far in this ball game. Western Kentucky, they've missed their last 6 field goal attempts. 5 empty possessions for them. Meanwhile, FAU, all 6 of their points come in the paint, and they have had a record-breaking season this year for head coach Dusty May. And it doesn't surprise any of us. 28 wins. The win streak was 20. The home win streak 18. First regular season title in the conference since they were part of the ASUN conference. And also those 18 conference wins also sets a new record. What a job he has done. And he's done it with just flat-out strong recruiting, too. And stepping out of bounds, and there was a little bit of a little trip over there.
That was about to be the greatest sideline tightrope walk in history. Back heels up, back heels up. Oh my goodness.
Almost looks like Pee Wee Herman dancing, but I'm not going to say that.
They get the turn.
And to turn over right back. And Davis will take it in. Davis, the sophomore out of Gary, Indiana.
You'll appreciate this is the Sean Elliott reference right there. No heels.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Very good.
I called that game.
That was the 99 season, wasn't it?
I believe so.
In the corner, Davis for three off the mark. Davis took 103 pointers coming into this game. He's 41%. He can't hit that shot. Jordan Rawls. He was such a big factor off the bench last night. Played with no fear. Pull up by McKnight, buries the left-handed jumper.
Now, McKnight's got such a pretty release. High arcing shot, under control. Good player.
We saw him play last night. What stood out to us, he was so even keel, even in the hot times. Most of all, though, he was consistent the entire game. Good defense by Western Kentucky. Davis. Inside, a little reverse, count it.
That's a tough finish against the big guy and Sharp.
That is Giancarlo Rosado we were telling you about. They call him a playmaker. Wanted a little more defense from him this year, but they are really pleased with the job he has done. Baseline jumper, a little off the side. For three. Dante Allen with the rebound. A redshirt junior out of Falmouth, Kentucky. Started his career in Kentucky. Great story. Sharp, no basket.
Wow, that's a tough call before the shot goes up. It's kind of a bang bang. He barely had the ball in his hand for.
I know.
Interesting.
Well, Jarius Hamilton is going to play. We were told it was a game time decision. He hurt the ankle last night, and at one point he went out of the game, did get up, and was running around behind the curtain just trying to see if he was going to get back into the ball game. Never came in, but he is in the lineup now, and that's good news for them.
You never want to see somebody go down to an injury in a tournament play here, so glad to see he's back in the lineup.
Also checking into the lineup, Tyrone Marshall, the 6'7" junior out of Nashville, Tennessee. And McKnight will bring it in. Both coaches were talking to the officials, shall we say, as they're making sure the time was okay. Our referees, Kelly Self, Kevin Mathis, and Craig Murley. And I think it was a shot clock problem, but they got it fixed. 21 to shoot. Christian Lander also in the ball game now, the junior out of Evansville, Indiana, number 4 for Western Kentucky. Tough shot, McKnight, no. On the run, Forrest lost it into the hands of McKnight. McKnight, one man to beat, lost the handle. Western Kentucky gets it back. 3 on the way, short. Another opportunity for Allen. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called.
Allen's finding the sledding a little tougher from 3 tonight than he did last night. They couldn't miss last night. 0 for 3 to start tonight.
Dante Allen, he's one of those quick burst scorers in college basketball for Western Kentucky. Loves to shoot the 3. 63% of his shots are from beyond the arc. Ball's got to be in the hands of McKnight. Sees the double. 3 to shoot. McKnight launches. Davis the board. Davis, a little bit of opening, almost throws it away. And they do. Good disruptive defense by Western Kentucky so far. Florida Atlantic already 6 turnovers in the ball game. but they still lead by 3 because right now, Western Kentucky, they've missed their last 5 shots and haven't scored for over 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is going back to, I think, just getting a little bit of the jitters out here, having not played yet in the tournament. Guys not taking care of the ball like they normally would.
Rawls, nice quick move, the floater, in and out. Into the hands of Brandon Weatherspoon, the junior out of Canton, Mississippi. That's going to be a touch on the drive. And that's going to be on Hamilton. That'll be his first personal foul.
Both teams kind of struggling here in the early going on offense. Not a lot of good attempts even.
No. Golden set the check back into the lineup.
He's had a couple of good attempts right at the rim.
He's the only one that has so far. Rosado has to give it up. He tries to roll. They don't get it to him. Shot clock at 5. Weatherspoon can't get the jumper. He said he wanted the foul. Rawls tried to force that pass in. Not really numbers. Forrest kicks it back out.
Yeah, that's forcing that.
Martin, the big jump step, left hand, no. Own rebound. The 3. Forrest can't get it.
I see that. Even that shot felt like it was Forrest stepping into a very contested, right after an offensive rebound.
Quick shot, too. Western Kentucky averaging just under 70 points a game during conference play.
Western Kentucky started this game 2 for 15 from the floor.
Both teams over 245, nearing 3 without a point. Lander gives it up. Rawls shot clock. And he gets the 3. They're going to review it, but it sounded as though the whistle went off before he let the shot go. But they're going to have to take a look. With that, we're going to take a break. 10:57 left to play in the opening half. FAU leading Western Kentucky by 3. Very low scoring first half with Florida Atlantic leading Western Kentucky by 3, 8-5. Let's go back to that last play. Did it get out of his hand in time? And the answer is, as we roll it, one more frame.
The red light didn't go up, but the 0 is up on the...
and the horn went off.
And the horn went off as well. But you're looking at that 0 on the scoreboard on the top. The backboard's supposed to light up. It's not supposed to go off of the 0, so that's something that they probably need to address at halftime at the very least.
Bottom line is it did not count. They took it off the board, so it is 8-5. One of the things about Florida Atlantic that's so good, they will play a lot of players, which kind of wear down other teams, but this is incredible so far tonight.
Yeah, we're already just over 9 minutes into the game, and 7 of the 9 guys that have played for Florida Atlantic have already taken a shot attempt too. So it's not like 1 or 2 guys that are really scoring all the points for everybody. Everybody's contributing. Everybody's getting opportunities.
That's going to be an offensive foul. We're going to go the other way in Western Kentucky that has made only 1 field goal in their last 13 possessions will get the ball.
And Gaffney just rose up to take that shot. He would have been the 8th player because he was one of the guys that didn't take an attempt yet. So everybody's getting an opportunity here for Florida Atlantic. It truly is a team effort.
Oh, yes, and that was part of their strength. Rawls pull-up jumper, back of the iron. Rebound Greenlee, and you can see the scoring drought. 4 turnovers over the last 6:21. Deep in the corner, air ball, but the return is there.
Yeah, Weatherspoon with a nice job crashing from the backside. A little fortunate that his teammate airballed a little long, dropped right into his lap for an easy layup.
Witherspoon had a strong offseason. They were expecting big things from him. The scoop, no. Rebound banged around. Sharp can't come up with it. Greenlee does out of Gainesville, Florida. Started his career in Minnesota. Saw nobody was going to guard him. Throws it up. Sharp picks up the loose rock.
All right, now 8 out of the 9 have taken attempts.
There we go.
Another guy who was missing an attempt.
He's got it now. Landner finally has to give it up. Everybody seems like they're in a little hurry offensively right now.
Not a lot of just movement outside of just dancing with the ball, too. But everybody's switching.
Landner, the southpaw, no. Scoring drought continues, whistle and a foul. And that's going to be against Western Kentucky. Putting his hand on the back was Tyrone Marshall.
That's an easy call for the official there.
And both teams continue to make substitutions. Checking back into the lineup for Western Kentucky. It's going to be Dante Allen out of Falmouth, Kentucky. What a great story for him. They tried to recruit Allen out of high school. Ended up going to Kentucky. Didn't find ways where he could play. Decided to come back. Remembered the fact that Coach Stansbury recruited him, loved him, and then decided to come back and sign with him. That's just losing the handle on the ball. Greenlee had it. Did save it.
What a save. Backwards between the legs.
That'll work. Pull up, fall away, jumper, no. And again, they're just going to tap the ball and it'll belong to FAU.
And it looked like he hit it up through Rawls' hand. The officials having a discussion over here.
Well, Gaffney just came off the court for FAU and he got a high five from Dusty. I like the effort. Keep an eye on Golden. Rick Stansbury talking to the official, but it's going to be FAU's ball, and Boyd will bring it in. Boyd, who played his high school ball at Don Bosco Institute in New York. Golden. And he is going to be fouled by Sharp, and I like that strategy.
Absolutely. You get a couple of good fakes and then a pump fake, and now you pick up Sharp's second foul. Very athletic move there for Golden to cover that much ground. Sharp upset with himself because he knows they need him on the floor. Ooh, he may have gotten away with dragging that right pivot foot a little bit.
So Sharp picks up his second personal foul. And that is a big loss. The leader in blocks in the country. Inside, Golden slam dunk, didn't have to go too high.
Yeah, he's like, it looked like he had to jump about 6 inches off the ground to dunk that one. Big fella. 3 dunks already early in the game here.
Golden, 7'1", 240 pounds from Russia. Started at Texas Tech. The breakaway and the easy layup for Davis. And all of a sudden, it's a 6-0 run. The lead goes to 14-5.
Yeah, this is a disastrous start thus far for Western Kentucky. 2 for 18 from the floor now. To compound that with 5 turnovers as well.
8-0 run, you can see. They've only scored on 2 of their 18 possessions. And another steal right into the hands of Davis, and he is going to be fouled by McKnight. If you're Western Kentucky, you got to be careful. You don't want to get frustrated this early in the game.
No, you don't, because you're not out of the game. And you say you could be, but you've done a great job against Florida Atlantic too, holding them to 41%, 0 for 6 from 3. So, and actually forced them into 7 turnovers as well. So you're still right in this game. It's a couple of possessions, and you're right back in it.
Western Kentucky, they've missed their last 9 field goal attempts. They're scoring drought now, closing in on 7 minutes. Weatherspoon in the corner, no. Golden had position, couldn't get the ball. McKnight, nice spin move with a scoop, counted and one.
Boy, if you need a bucket in a worse way, you got to go to your main guy, Davion McKnight. Nice drive here. You see him driving on in the open floor. Spin move up and under, takes the hit off the glass and one. Western Kentucky down by 7 to Florida Atlantic here.
14-7 is our score, still with 7:41 left to play in the opening half in this quarterfinal game. The winner goes to the semis. Florida Atlantic on top, Western Kentucky. And Dusty May, the head coach of Florida Atlantic, not pleased on the last play. Before the teams even broke for their huddles, Dusty was having a nice discussion with Kevin Mathis, probably talking about how beautiful the area around the Star is in Frisco, and Universal Studios going to build, probably talking all about that.
Could have been telling him where his favorite place to get a steak is in DFW.
Absolutely.
And then, Mathis started nodding a little bit. He's like, yeah, no, that's a great place. I like it.
Exactly.
I
like Dusty. I like him. At the line, it's going to be McKnight after the foul. McKnight out of Shelbyville, Kentucky. Points are a little down from last season, but that doesn't bother the head coach. He still thinks that he's one of the best point guards he has ever coached.
I really like his game a lot.
I do too. Heady player. Golden now doing battle on the inside, over the top, got it, and keeps it.
Golden's a nice player. That's 8 points already for him here. But he does a good job of getting position down the block and then finishing once he gets it.
And he's a force on defense. This is his second straight year that he's had 30-plus blocks. He is a big target in the middle. Tough to get around. Shot clock at 9. Allen, no, short on the 3. McKnight fights for it, ends up with Greenlee.
Well, we had a good angle on that shot there from Allen. Sure looked like he was about to switch down. It was right on line. I just wonder if his legs are a little light from, a little heavy, excuse me, from last night.
McKnight, the 3, no, a little flat on the shot. Western Kentucky only down by 12, and I say only because they've only made one of their last 12 shots.
It really is incredible that they're in this game.
McKnight picks it off.
That's his 3rd steal in like the last 4 possessions.
McKnight with a left hand, counted.
He's having a great game here on the defensive end.
How about McKnight? 7 of the 10 Western Kentucky points so far.
That's already at least 3 steals for him as well.
And the only other player that scored for Western Kentucky so far is Acott. I mean, think about it. You've played a lot of players. You got 2 players with baskets. Golden gets way deep inside, switches hands, no, and the tip by Nick Boyd.
Nice job by Boyd following.
Almost a brain cramp by Western Kentucky. They're going to look at it. The officials will say, good play, FAU.
I think it was. Acott stepped out of bounds and dropped the ball. It fumbled out of his hands. And instead of going to looking at the officials, I didn't control it to inbound it, which was the case. They probably would have let him go pick it up and they control it. He went to try to box out the Florida Atlantic player so McKnight could go scoop it up, and it ends up being a turnover.
Good hustle by Florida Atlantic. Boyd. Forrest had a little bit of an opening, decided not to take it. Shot clock inside of 8. Pull-up jumper buried by Jalen Gaffney, the junior out of Columbus, New Jersey.
Really good patience. I was actually shocked he didn't pull up for 3 there. He ended up taking one more side dribble there to get a little bit closer and knocks down an 18-footer.
Florida Atlantic has really settled down offensively. They don't seem so hectic. They're going a little bit deeper into the shot clock. Rawls, no. Rebound knocked out. Marshall had a hand on it, but last touch by FAU. FAU, after the slow start, they've hit 5 of their last 7 shots. They've got their field goal percentage up close to 46%. Good defense by Florida Atlantic, and going down hard is Forrest.
Forrest got hit, I think, where you don't want to get hit. It was an awkward shot attempt by Allen coming into the mid-post area.
And Forrest is up. You're right. Allen did try to make the move. Now they got to do a little cleaning up on the floor. Allen's going to go to the line for the free throws. They did call the foul, by the way, on Forrest. That was his first personal foul. Western Kentucky only shooting 17% so far in this ballgame. Season low for points and a half is 18.
That That's in jeopardy.
It is.
The way they've been playing. I think they'll eclipse it. I think they're going to get hot here down the last few minutes.
And the miss. You want to take that back now?
No, they'll get over 18.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Davis, baseline, does a little bit of the reverse.
That's a tough shot, too. He brought that all the way down to almost his knees and then spun it back up.
How about Davis? He started the last 4 games of the regular season, shot 68% or 61%, averaged over 12 and a half a game. On the drive and the scoop and the score.
Nice finish there by Rawls. Gets it up on the front of the rim, crawls over.
He had to miss a couple of games this year with a hand injury. The foul's going to be called, and that'll be on Marshall. Again, Sharp already sitting down for Western Kentucky with a couple of personal fouls. How about Davis to Rawls?
Crossover to get into the paint here. Nice touch to get it up over the rim there.
4:17 to play in the opening half. Marshall, by the way, picked up his second personal foul. So now you have 2 of your bigs, both with 2 fouls. Here's John L. Davis out of Gary, Indiana. Leads the team in steals. Had only 8 starts coming into this game. He's one of those guys that worked on his game in the offseason. He's upped his points per game by about 7 from last year, up to 13-2 this year. And the lead is 11. That is the biggest lead of the game for FAU in the game. The largest lead for Western Kentucky has only been 1. And the turnover into the hands of Boyd. Boyd quickly up ahead. The big step. No. Rebound pulled away. Marshall. And they look to push. Marshall looks, launches the 3. Hamilton the rebound, the putback, can't get it. Everybody battling for it, stepping out of bounds, and it's going to belong to Western Kentucky. And with that, we'll take a break. 3:42 left to play in the opening half. It's the semifinals with FAU and Western Kentucky. Don't have to look far to see where FAU is getting their points. They love the paint right now.
And Golden's big recipient of most of this. Down there, he's got 20 of the 24 points scored by FAU has been in the paint. Golden with three big dunks down here. Everybody getting in the act. It's hard to have a bad field goal percentage when you're shooting that close to the rim down there in the paint. So nice job by FAU. When they're getting the ball inside, they're scoring at a good clip.
That's because both teams are struggling from the outside. Right now, they are combined 1 of 17, and we thought we'd see a little more 3-point shooting on behalf of both teams because Florida Atlantic, they shoot 38% on the season, 37% for Western Kentucky.
Yeah, and Florida Atlantic's over 7 from 3, and Western Kentucky's 1 for 10 right now.
But again, we have to go back to the start of the game. It seemed like it was a little helter-skelter offensively.
Oh, I agree. And I think, honestly, Western Kentucky would be happy knowing that they're shooting under 20% for the game here and down 11. Like, they're within striking distance to get a couple of possessions, knock you down. Allen can certainly get hot from 3. McKnight can get hot.
So far in the tournament, we've seen teams make major runs. McKnight's pull-up, back of the iron. And they'll set things up outside, closing in on 3 minutes to play here in the opening half. Close to a travel for Rosado. Davis backs it out. Shot clock at 10. Five to shoot. The big step. Great hesitation by Elijah Martin.
Yeah, that's a tough finish, too. Left-handed there.
Talking to the coaches about him, I said, what's the big thing about him? He goes, he has a tremendous upside.
Oh, the first-team all-conference player with a tremendous upside. You gotta like it. That's a high feeling.
He said the guy can shoot threes. He gets to the rim. He's a heady ball player. And he's improved his assist-to-turnover ratio this year. Inside Rosado.
Good drive there by Rosado. Tough shot, though. He's able to get it up off the glass. Going to the right.
Great 1-2 tandem at the 5 spot with Golden and Rosado for FAU. Rawls, tough pull-up jumper over Davis. No, Rosado pulls it away. Nearing 2 minutes to play here in the opening half.
Rawls had a nice game yesterday. Going 3 out of 8, scoring 11 points.
Yep.
A little different story today. Now 1 for 7 from the floor.
Rosado took his eye off the ball momentarily, and Marshall picks it up. Little breakaway. Hamilton with the jam.
That's tough in traffic, too. You can't really hang on the rim there. You're going so fast, your momentum will swing and end up landing on your head.
Hamilton's a big guy at 6'8", 230 out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Maybe that's the spark that Western Kentucky needs here.
On the step through, won't fall for Davis.
Davis had an excellent effort there. Thought he got fouled.
The 3 for the 18-point, and they got it.
Go, my overhits.
Okay, you got bailed out.
That was a tough shot by Allen, too. He catches in the corner, kind of fading away, and he struggled at the beginning of the game, too. He was 0 for 4 up until that shot.
Dusty May would love to bring 3 fresh legs in, 3 fresh players in. Western Kentucky looking to put 1 more in. And that'll belong to Western Kentucky with 55.4. Golden's going to come back into the lineup. Greenlee comes back into the lineup.
I mean, this is a good opportunity for Western Kentucky here to go 2 for 1, maybe get a score-stop score, and you're down 6 or 5 here going into halftime and feeling pretty good about yourself after that first half.
Weatherspoon also checking in for FAU as we go inside of 50 seconds.
But you got to get going because you want to take this shot with about 40, 42 seconds left on it. Clock does not stop. Aycott just got hit in the arm.
Boy, he is doing battle on the inside. Little hand-to-hand combat. Martin involved in that. Shot clock at 10. Back out. Hamilton launches the 3. No. Takes it out of the air, and the foul is going to be called.
Nice job by Allen there. Grabbing the short shot, grabbing the rebound, and then having the wherewithal to go up and draw the foul here.
You got a chance now to get this down into single digits. Still a lot of basketball left.
Oh, yeah.
But considering the lead at one point was at 15.
Oh, and they were, what, 3 for 21 on the floor at one point. Still just 7 for 32, good for 22%.
They wanted to find ways for Allen to shoot this year, and they've been able to do that. Allen averaging just over 8 points a ball game. And all of a sudden, Western Kentucky now on a 7-0 run. Allen's going to go out for the final 30 seconds.
And now if you're Florida Atlantic, you want to take this one with like 1 second left on the shot clock.
Exactly.
Don't give Western Kentucky any chance.
Greenlee.
But both teams have their use it or lose it timeout left here.
They still do. And they start to move with 9 on the shot clock. Martin. 3 to shoot. Martin the deep 3. In and out. Offensive rebound. Counted. Nick Boyd was right there.
And Nick Boyd fought through a big block out, too, to get to that rebound. That was a big boy rebound right there. Together, oh, they got a foul, looks like. The officials discussing, teams hanging around, not going to the locker room yet. They may have called a foul before the basket here.
And again, both teams are trying to find out what's going on. Dusty May walking over towards his team.
That would be a break for Western Kentucky if they called the foul beforehand. I told you, he fought. Watch this box out from Ignite. He fights through.
Yeah,
right there. But that's also bad news because that would be potentially bad news. That would be 2 fouls on McKnight.
Well, I think they're giving Hamilton, from what we're gathering from the far side, a technical foul. And they're going to sort it out. Dusty May can only wait.
He's sending his team to the locker room. We'll see if somebody hangs back to shoot a technical free throw if that was the case.
Well, there's zeros on the clock, obviously, but the initial word we got from the table was Jarius Hamilton was going to be called for the tee. And the officials are going to replay the entire situation, take a look at it again. Not sure why he's getting the tee. That has not been explained to us yet. Dusty May, he's going off.
Perhaps, I mean, maybe I'm wrong on this, but do they take the technical now or do they take it at the beginning of the second half? Maybe they come out and say it was a dead ball foul after the half ended, so we take it at the beginning of the second half.
That could be the possibility.
So it looks like we're going to go to half here with a 10-point lead for FAU, and I still contend that Western Kentucky's got to be happy only down 10 here.
Oh, I agree.
It could have been a lot worse considering how they shot the ball here in the first half.
I mean, you shoot 22%, your opponent shoots 48%, and you're only down by 10.
That's amazing.
And you had all those droughts, and at halfway point, you only had 2 players on your team that had a field goal. Well, they're still discussing, so we're going to step aside. 30-20 right now is our halftime score. You're watching the Conference USA Championships presented by Total Care. Welcome back to Champ Week. Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championship presented by Total Care. Western Kentucky finds themselves down by 10 despite a slow start, but you look at the job that Vlad Golden has done for FAU so far today.
Vlad Golden's been a force on the inside and started the first couple of possessions of the game here. A couple of big jams. The easy jam off 1 foot right here. 4 out of 5 from the floor for 8 points. And for Western Kentucky, Davion McKnight doing his thing. 3 for 10 from the floor for 7 points, 3 steals. Tough finish in traffic right there. Good all-around player there for Western Kentucky.
McKnight, almost half of the field goals made for Western Kentucky in that first half. But they're only down by 10, still a lot of basketball left. Again, to recap how we ended the first half of play. The basket at the buzzer was good. Jarius Hamilton was called for a foul and then was also assessed a technical, which will go against his foul. So when we come back, we'll be shooting a couple of free throws. We take a look at the game summary. Western Kentucky, first half points, second lowest of the season to 18 that they had earlier.
You know, on that stat right there, FAU, 7 of 9 players have made a field goal, and all 9 have attempted. The only 2 guys who haven't made one are just 0 for 1 each from the field. But another crazy stat, all 9 guys that played, every single one of them has at least 1 rebound. Wow. Like, it is a team effort through and through with these guys. I mean, this is some of the craziest, like, even stats for a team. And everybody's got at least 1 defensive rebound also.
That's pretty amazing.
So they're all going back to secure the ball first before they go down the floor. It's an incredible deal.
You know, one of the logical explanations or what could happen with this is last night, obviously, Western Kentucky played hard. It could be a battle of attrition for them. Florida Atlantic keeping their legs fresh. Golden inside, lays in, got it. And Sharp had to back away, didn't want his third.
Yeah, that could have been the thought process behind running that play out of the halftime, too, is try to pick up that third on Sharp with Golden rolling to the basket.
Ashley Pickle's been working both courts for us as our reporter. She talked to coaches at half. Ashley, what do you got for us?
Hey, Ron. Well, according to WKU coach Coach Stansbury, he said, man, defensively, we looked outstanding so far. He goes, offensively, it was just discombobulated. He said maybe having Jarius Hamilton not start the game threw off the normal consistency that they're working with. But he said just get into a groove offensively. On the other side, for the Owls, Coach Dusty Mays said, hey, we have got to take care of the ball. That was the message to the team at half. He said they are explosive in transition, and that could flip this game on a dime if you do not take care of the basketball.
Now, that was a problem. They had 11 turnovers in that opening half for FAU. On the season, that's what they average a game. Bet both teams clean things up. Here's Allen, the long 3, front of the rim. Golden gets lucky, gets the board. Golden, believe it or not, that is only his 2nd rebound of the ball game. Davis works inside, and Golden didn't have to tip it.
Davis, nice finish there with the left hand. I'm looking at Greenlee over on the side of the play before. He got his hand caught up with Sharp. He's still over there with no feeling in his hand. He is trying to work it out.
Wow. Davis, by the way, Conference USA sixth man and first team.
I really like Davion McKnight's demeanor right here, right? Like, so he just turns the ball over and then commits a foul 70 feet from the basket. Doesn't say a word to the official, doesn't like yell at himself, doesn't do anything. He just turns around, goes back on defense, and is ready to make the next play.
I agree. I like that.
Love the demeanor. Not too high, not too low.
That's what the coaches were telling us about McKnight. They said he is one of the best point guards, as we mentioned, they've ever coached, and for good reason. Keeps us cool under pressure. Boyd works off the pick, got the jumper. 8-0 run all of a sudden for FAU, and they lead it by 18. That is their biggest lead of the ball game. Rawls one-on-one with Boyd. Boyd stays with him. Rawls one-handed push shot. And a foul down the other end. Davis calls the rest of his teammates in to talk about it. How about the pick that allowed Boyd to even get open? I tell you, they do a great job with screen roll, FAU does.
Yeah, McKnight comes through looking like Kobe trying to run through Pau Gasol in the Olympics. Puts a shot right on Golden's sturdy pick. Frees Boyd up for the open jumper.
Foul, by the way, was on Allen, and at the line, Elijah Martin out of Summit, Mississippi. He's good on both sides of the ball. All Conference USA this year. McKnight quickly up ahead. Rawls launches in and out. Offensive rebound. Put back. No, we've got bodies everywhere. I think they're going to call it on Golden.
They're calling a block on Golden as Sharp gets the rebound. Golden's already on his back down below, and Sharp's got nowhere to land. I think they're just going to basically call a shooting foul and give 2 shots to Sharp here.
Dusty May wants the explanation, and he's going to get it. And it's going to be Sharp at the line. Last night, he kind of surprised us from the free throw line, Sharp. He was outstanding from the stripe last night. 6 of 12.
Which is 50%, which is the exact season average. If you may recall, he had to make his last 2 to get it back up to 50%.
And you called that, by the way. You knew he was going to do that. Here is Sharp, 6'7", the senior from Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
I mean, I look at the shot. It's got great rotation, good form, good arc, all the elements of a good free throw shooter. He just, for some reason, makes 1 out of 2 most of the time.
2-time Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year. Davis, long 3, little short. Golden can't get it, pokes it out. And it'll belong to Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky by 16 in the ball game.
Golden thought that was off of Sharp. I also think he might be lucky that it wasn't an over-the-back call.
You talked to Rick Stansbury on Sharp. Defensive player. He said he's the best he's ever coached. He gained confidence a lot last season. Really worked hard to improve his overall game this year. Rawls, no. Nice job. Golden pulls it away.
Yeah, great box out there by Golden.
Going a little heftier than Sharp. That's going to be a turnover, and John L. Davis goes, my bad. 12 turnovers for FAU. Again, they average 11.
Western Kentucky just going through these really tough scoring droughts in this game.
Golden, nice job. They tried to lob it inside to Sharp. The 3. Golden had it, lost it. Davis got it, and he uses the left hand.
Great body control to gather that up and able to spin it up off with the left hand. That ball came off so hard, Golden wasn't even able to retrieve it. He thought he was going to have an easy putback.
Davis now with a dozen in the ball game. Sharp wants it in the paint. Pull-up jumper. McKnight can't get the roll. Boyd works off Golden's pick. Golden goes to the hole.
Might be looking at a timeout here after that one.
I'd say so. Great way to read the pick by Nick Boyd. Second time he has done that. 13 double-figure games this season for Boyd. 1 3-pointer made every game but 6. And he ups the lead now to 21. 16:06 to play. FAU has outscored Western Kentucky 14-3 in this half because of the Davis-Golden combination.
Yeah, Davis with 12 points here on 4 out of 7. A couple of nice drives here in the second half. And Golden just kept it going from the first half where he had 8 points on 4 out of 5. Got another basket down low. But that last three-pointer that Nick Boyd just put in for Florida Atlantic was their first made 3 of the game.
Wow.
They're now 1 of 11, but still command a 21-point lead.
How about the fact that the Davis and Golden combination, 9 field goals made, that's more than FAU has made as a team in this game so far. That's why the lead is 21. And Golden with a rejection. Had 34 blocks coming into this game. Wow, bodies are flying. Golden gets another, but he's going to be fouled. I think he was more concerned about his teammate.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I still like the foul by Golden. Put Sharp on the line here. Nothing easy. Good block there by Golden. FAU's 21-point lead still.
Proud sponsor of Conference USA. We celebrate all of the student athletes.
Joel Lenardi, how about a little bracketology right now? This has been updated as of today, and the Big 12 had 6 last night. They're up to 8 tonight. Big 10 leading the way with 9. SEC also with 8, and then you look at the ACC and the Big 8, Big East with 5. Now, as far as Conference USA is concerned, FAU right now, their net ranking is 15. North Texas 42, UAB 58. Florida Atlantic, because of that net ranking, good chance of getting into the tournament, even if they don't win the tournament. But I know Dusty May and company, they don't want to leave that to chance.
No, of course not. You want to just go ahead and lock up that automatic qualifying spot. But on the off chance, if we hypothetically play it out, that they lose to North Texas in the championship game, that would be a quad 1 loss and theoretically shouldn't hurt them enough to pull them out of that ranking.
Well, they've already beaten North Texas twice, and we've talked every year how difficult it is to beat a team 3 times. Remember simpler times when we don't have net and quads? It was just, what's your record?
Well, 28-3 is a pretty good record.
That's a great record.
Yeah, as of right now, Lenardi's got FAU as an 8 seed in his bracket, so I think they're pretty comfortably in, even with a loss in the championship game here in this tournament.
You know, at the beginning of the year, Dusty May telling us that he felt he had all the pieces this year. Every year, this FAU team has gotten better and better under May. And when you have 8 of your top 9 scorers, that is a basket they needed. 8 of your 9 top scorers coming back for this season, that helps.
Now's a good time for Western Kentucky to try to make a run if they're going to.
Martin with a 3.
Martin shakes off the big fall that he took a couple plays ago under the basket and knocks down a deep 3.
Wow, he has improved his playmaking, also his field goal percentage and 3-point shooting. From the outside, the shot won't go down for Allen. And that was a shot. When Martin took that, I was thinking, that's early in the shot clock. Coaches don't want that when you have the big lead.
Yeah, especially, and this team is very unselfish, too.
Off the back of the iron for Michael Forrest out of Lauderhill, Florida. Alley-oop inside, and that's going to be a whistle and a foul. They're going to call it on Forrest, saying he was grabbing on.
Yeah, Hamilton had terrific position. Pinned Forrest on the high side there, was waiting for a lob. I was wondering why he couldn't get his other hand up to catch the ball. It's because Forrest had a hold of it.
Martin's going to go out, going to get a little bit of a breather. On top to Sharp. Sharp has been quiet in this ballgame. Only 2 points, both of those coming from free throws. Baseline jumper buried by McKnight.
I mean, Knight's starting to heat up here a little bit. They're going to need him to do exactly that. They want to stick around here. Got to start getting stops if you're Western Kentucky. If you're Florida Atlantic, just keep executing and doing what you're doing.
Davis has played a steady game tonight. On the drive. Inside. Rosario. Nice little pump fake.
Yeah, nice offense all around to get it to Rosario, and then realizing that he can use the rim as a help, another protector there. Get to the other side for the easy layup.
You know, you saw Rosado put the ball on the ground as the fall away won't go down. A lot of coaches say don't do that. Just go up immediately, but that seemed to open things up for him.
Yeah, I think it would have been blocked if he just went up straight up on the left side there. You always got to make sure you know where Sharp is linked.
Exactly. And the foul was on Hamilton. That is his 3rd personal foul. And that is the 4th team foul on Western Kentucky. Down by 21. Florida Atlantic has hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Rosado, part of that 1-2 combination in the post. Davis with 10 on the shot clock. And it'll belong to Western Kentucky.
Hamilton fortunate there. He's out there guarding Davis, who's a guy you know you can knock down threes. Just got here playing with his hands down.
Yeah.
Davis just like takes a dribble. Is like, okay, you can let me rise up and shoot a free shot.
I'll take it.
Wasn't able to knock it down, but you got to force him into more difficult attempts than that.
Jalen Gaffney checking in the lineup for FAU, the junior out of Columbus, New Jersey. Started his career at UConn. He's a McDonald's All-American when he was in high school, and the blocking foul is going to be called. Brandon Weatherspoon tried to get in the way, and a lot of you are thinking Brandon Weatherspoon. That last name sounds familiar. When you think of a guy like Clarence Weatherspoon, not only played in the NBA, but also a great for Southern Miss. They are related, by the way. Of course, his brothers Nick and Quadri, pretty well known in their own right. They're brothers of Brandon Weatherspoon. On the scoop and the score by McKnight.
McKnight just crafty, just kind of lulled him to sleep, walked, and then put his foot in the ground and cut to the basket straight up for the layup there. Nice job by McKnight.
McKnight's got the last 6 for Western Kentucky.
Greenlee thought he was going to step into a 3, and then you realize Sharp closed out on him. Like,
I think I'll pass on that.
I'm going to pull that one down.
I mean, think about it. Sharp's been playing with 2 personal fouls a long time. How many times last night did we see him not necessarily block a shot, but alter a shot?
He does that a lot.
Or intimidate a shot. McKnight again, no. Greenlee looks to run. He's got Witherspoon on the right side, lost the handle, into the hands of McKnight, and he is going to be fouled.
A good foul, a good heads-up foul by Gaffney. Prevents a layup going the other way.
Gaffney picks up his 3rd personal foul. Greenlee is going to go out. Boyd's going to come back in.
You know, this is a 19-point game, so it's a pretty good margin here.
Right.
But I really think plays like that, it's only their 16th foul, doesn't put them on the free throw line.
Right.
Save an easy basket the other way. Any kind of momentum going Western Kentucky's way after a steal and a bucket that way.
Check that. It was 2nd on Gaffney. Rawls is going to get out. A little bit of a breather. Christian Lander comes back into the lineup. McKnight lost the handle. Turnover. Boyd backs it out. For a moment, it looked like Gaffney was going to launch the 3. On the penetration, left hand, no. Sharp pulls down the rebound. That is his 7th board of the ball game. Running left-hander, no. Here comes FAU on the run. The after Jets are burning, and Sharp may have committed the foul. Foul's going to be on Sharp with 11:43 to play in the ball game. FAU by 19.
live events with Ticket Smart.
Well, with Colin Boddicker, Ashley Pickle, I'm Rob Thulin. Let's take a look at the teams that FAU could possibly play if they move on in the tournament. And, of course, if they win tonight, and again, big if, a lot of time left, they play the winner of the Middle Tennessee-Charlotte game. And Charlotte, 2-0. Middle Tennessee, they split. They swept not only North Texas, but also La Tech and Rice. But I don't think Dusty May is thinking about that right now. That's the assistant coach's job. Get the scouts ready for everybody. How about the craziest stat? And Colin and I were talking about it during the break. We've done a lot of basketball games, but this is nuts to me.
We've done a lot of basketball games with a team that's got 9 guys in the rotation, 9 guys all getting minutes here. But of those, 8 of the 9 have at least 3 rebounds, and only 1 guy only has 2.
That is crazy. McKnight just lost the handle, showed a little frustration. Gaffney wants it. Not good to get it. Try to force it inside to Rosado.
Good hustle back by Allen to get in the passing lane, intercept that.
FAU's done a great job getting the ball in the paint. They're 34-12 outscoring Western Kentucky in the tunnel.
Gaffney almost had the 3rd rebound. He was short. He had a great box out there, wasn't able to secure it.
Guys,
to his teammate.
Guys, let me get one. It's like when the walk-on comes in. You want him to shoot.
He is anything but the walk-on, though. He is a contributor like a lot of these guys.
Forced, little hesitation. Great pass inside of Rosado.
I like Rosado's drop pass to him behind the back to begin with as well.
Rosado, perfect shooting from the floor. 4 for 4. He's got 8 points, and the lead goes to 22. That's the biggest of the ball game. Pull-up jumper, the 3, well off the mark for Allen, and it'll belong to FAU.
Yeah, that makes Allen 1 for 9 from the floor now. Just been a struggle tonight after being red hot last night.
How sweet is this?
Yeah, great little drop pass there. The pass right before to get it to Forrest was a nice little behind-the-back pass by Rosado. A little drop lead pass.
36 points in the paint right now for FAU. Rosado, they wanted a little more defense from him this season. Getting a lot of minutes tonight. Average 16 minutes a game coming into the contest. Shot clock at 5. Boyd looks, shoots, fires, can't get it. Witherspoon can't come up with a loose ball. Allen does. Tried to get the alley-oop and a sharp, nice play by Witherspoon.
And I think he was a second late getting it to him. Nice play by FAU, closing in on that, smelling that one from a mile away.
I think FAU came in with the attitude, we're going to have any doubt in this game.
Rosado did that behind the back drop pass again there.
Rosado hooting and hollering, wanting the ball. Got it back, tried to sneak the pass inside. Shot clock at 3. 3 on the way. No. Allen the board. Check in on the other game. 28-26. Our game 52-30. That's Ashley Pickle roving between 2 courts. She gets double the paycheck. Outside, and Rawls with the 3. Charlotte leading by 1, 28-27, early on in the second half. And of course, the winner of this game will play the winner of that contest. That'll be in the semifinals tomorrow. Sharp the board. He's got 9 tonight. Over his average of 7.5. Allen, nice spin move. Tried the big slam dunk, but Rosado got in the way.
That was a frustration 1 for 9 night. I'm going to go attack the rim and see if I can get that one to go.
I think he was so far away from the rim anyway. I don't know if Rosado wasn't there if he would have been able to get it.
I don't know. Got a lot of momentum. I don't know.
Yeah, it was close.
Got there.
Not with Rosado standing in the way. It's 6'8", 247. He wouldn't.
That's a big, big man to have to go through to get there.
That's the wall, and another wall comes in. Vlad Golden He was standing in front of us right before the start of the second half, and I swore there was an eclipse inside the star.
An eclipse inside the star, I get it.
Yeah, you like that? Here's Davis. Gaffney back to Davis. Davis has played solid. Turnaround, got it.
Yeah, it's just getting what they want at this point now for Florida Atlantic. Davis pouring it on here. He's up to 14 points.
His season high was 36 versus UAB. He's been hot the last 4 games. He's made more threes this year than the first 2 years combined.
As much as everyone on this team is contributing, it's amazing to me that one player can get to 36.
Exactly.
There's not enough shots to go around.
I know, really.
One guy to get to 36. He must have been really hot that game.
That's a good point.
He just kept looking for him.
He must have felt it. Here's Davis. 7.5 to play in the ball game. They didn't come out and get him. Hamilton gave him space. He took it, didn't get it.
Nice lead pass there.
And the whistle on the foul is going to be called. And that's going to be on Elijah Martin with 7:22 to play in the ball game. Dusty May, FAU, close to making it to the semifinals. 7:22 left to play in the ball game. It has been all FAU since midway through the opening half. And again, we are glad to have Ashley Pickle with us on the sideline, and she's got more on one of our participants.
Hey, Ron, glad to be back with y'all. So we hear a lot of times about athletes being dual sport athletes, especially in high school. Coaches really like that. They say it's a good thing. Well, Emmanuel Acott from Western Kentucky, he was a competitor in multiple things, and it might be something that you don't expect. He was a state champion chess player his junior and senior year in high school. And it's crazy because it hasn't changed. He has a true love for the game of chess, so much so that he's gotten the other guys on the Western Kentucky squad in on it, and so they all end up playing chess together. How funny is that?
I was on our chess team, pulled a wrist muscle, and never could get back. Never healed.
I was going to say, did he get a Letterman's jacket for that?
Yeah, really. It was like little checks on it, you know? Okay.
That's awesome, though.
Well, we know that Acott is no rookie. That's a chess joke. On top, Greenlee.
He plays with Davion McKnight.
Oh, gosh.
We'll keep going?
No, we better stop. 7 minutes left in the ball game. Gaffney gives it up. Greenlee, no. They get the offensive rebound. Everything is going the Owls' way. And the three is buried. Elijah Martin.
Martin gets that offensive rebound, gets rewarded back from Davis into a wide open three and knocks it down. Florida Atlantic just cruising at this point.
Martin, 15 second half points. Again, for the first time in their 10-year history, FAU coming in as the top seed of the tournament. Up ahead, great outlet pass. Gaffney got it.
What a finish there by Gaffney. Good outlet pass as well. Took off. I thought he took off a little too far away.
I thought he did too.
He just kept going and going and going. Floats all the way to the basket.
Allen inside, and Golden stops him. The hesitation. Nice ball movement. Gaffney open. Offensive rebound. Martin collides with Davis.
Davis looks like he might have hurt he got the wind knocked out of him. He's holding his side here.
Smart play. Gaffney held up until Davis was able to get back in play. Golden inside, uses that left hand.
Yeah, he's a force inside. Florida Atlantic, for as good as they're playing here offensively in the last few plays especially, they're still struggling from the three-point line. Just 3 of 22 from three-point land tonight.
But 42 points in the paint.
Yeah, I mean, that shows you they can win in multiple ways.
Exactly. Golden tried to slam, and he has to smile about it.
I don't think he caught that ball clean. It didn't look like he had it full in his hand.
Hamilton from the outside, and he'll airball the three. Davis leaked out. Now, they're not going to rub it in at this point. And we're going to get some substitution here. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. Dusty May calls it. He understands that they're going to have to play again tomorrow. Look for some of the subs to come in and some of the main players get a little breathing room now.
All two of his main guys, Martin and Davis, just his two leading scorers, just collided going for an offensive rebound. Both of them came up grimacing. So they want to make sure nobody gets hurt down here, and especially when you're up 25 with only 5 minutes to go.
Well, DGB, the combination, Davis, Boyd, and Golden. How about a combined 14, 12, and 12? How balanced can you get with that?
It's incredible how balanced they've been. Nobody scoring more than 14.
You know, you take a player like Elijah Martin, one of the goals for him this year coming into the season was to make those around him better. That's what Dusty May was telling us early in the season, and I think Martin has done that.
Oh, yeah, man. All these guys, you can tell that they like playing for one another, playing hard. Every possession they've been playing hard on offense and defense. They go to the offensive glass. They play tough on defense. They're holding Western Kentucky at 24% shooting from the floor tonight. While Florida Atlantic hasn't shot as well as they up to the standard that they want.
Right.
You know, that a win's a win, and they're about to close in on one here, even while not shooting the ball very well.
And it has been a frustrating night for Davion McKnight tonight.
Yeah, McKnight 6 out of 17 from the floor. 6 turnovers now. They ask an awful lot of him. He's up to the task most nights. Tonight's just been a tough sledding for him. But that's not going to change his demeanor. He's going to still here. He's going to play hard. He's going to play on defense.
And we've seen that the entire game. Boyd's going to stay in. Once again, they've got basically 9 guys that play. Shot clock inside of 10. Rosado sets the pick. Boyd with the reverse. No, the tip won't go. Witherspoon is there to clean it up.
And 1-2. You got pushed in the back there. Finishes it. And Gaffney ended up getting that 3rd rebound, so everybody's got at least 3 rebounds now too, that's still one of the most crazy stats I've seen.
I've never seen that. And McKnight picks up his 3rd. And then Witherspoon is going to go to the line. Brandon Witherspoon up to his points per game this season. Last 3 games, he's averaged 7 points a contest, and Witherspoon's got 5 tonight. And it's another run for Florida Atlantic, 10-0 run. Scoring drop for Western Kentucky now over 3 minutes. And with that, we've got 4 minutes left to play in the ball game. Western Kentucky, FAU on the way to the semis. The Conference USA Men's and Women's Championships is brought to you by Total Care, where lives are transformed. If you come to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and want to make your way to the Ford Center, that's obviously the home of the Dallas Cowboys. To the left of the big sign is Dallas Cowboys headquarters. Behind that and to the right is the Star, the Ford Center. Dallas Cowboys indoor practice facility. Of course, their outdoor practice facility also here in this area. And when Conference USA first came to this tournament, basically this was the only building. They were building the Omni. Now you've got everything around it. It's an amazing setup here.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of bringing a lot of the restaurants and places people are familiar with, living in closer to downtown Dallas, and moved them out here to the Frisco area. And it's fun to come out here.
Obviously, the last 10 champs, UAB, the defending champion, North Texas. They won it back in 2021. They're in a position to do it again this season. And wanting to add their name to that list, FAU, the #1 seed. What a great year they had. There is Acob. We talked about him earlier on. Transfer from Boise State out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Just hasn't been Western Kentucky's night. The floater inside. Forrest One of those guys that the coaching staff told me that he's the exact same person every day. He doesn't have good days. He doesn't have bad days. Rawls, no. McKnight tried to throw it off, didn't get it. And it should belong to Western Kentucky, and it will.
But the first time tonight that Florida Atlantic didn't come up with the ball there.
Yeah.
Loose ball, it feels like.
You know, the story of the game is, those of you who just tuned in early on, it was kind of helter-skelter the first 10 minutes of that opening half. FAU was able to settle down. McKnight inside. But FAU settled down. They went on a couple of big runs, led at intermission, and it's been them all the way since. Rosado gives it up, and the nets are ripped by Greenlee.
Looks like Greenlee's wrist is, the feeling is back in that. Steps into a nice three. All smiles now for FAU.
I'll tell you, Greenlee, steady point guard. He's shown it tonight. Hesitation, Aycott's pull up, no. Rebound, Weatherspoon as we go inside of 2:40 to play. Oh, Rosado likes that French pastry pass.
It's his favorite pass, clearly.
I love it.
3 times now he's done it.
Then he looks over at us and smiles after that.
You got the bench all kind of stood up after that one too, thinking that shot was going to go down after.
That'd have been sweet. Rawls, couple of pump fakes. Greenlee the rebound. Greenlee 8 rebounds tonight to go with 3 points, and the 3 by Spoon. How about that for FAU?
5 for 26 from 3. They must have heard me talking about the one blemish on their game tonight. Was the 3-point percentage. They knocked down the last couple shots from 3.
Both teams going to make substitutions. Noah Stansbury, number 5, the redshirt sophomore out of Bowling Green, and Rick Sun is coming into the game. You can see FAU. How about that? 319 3-pointers made this season, 20 more than all of last year. And the score with 1:58 to play. Here's Trey Carroll, the southpaw, and he's got the shot. Trey Carroll's been getting minutes lately. He's only played in 16 games. Outside shot, no. McKnight kept it alive. Rawls. Sharp swings it out. Carroll gets it. Carroll's one of the young players, the redshirt freshman out of Punta Gorda, Florida. Dusty said, we're excited about this young man. And the rejection by Sharp. That's his first block tonight.
Golden had a different reaction than I think everybody else wanted him to have over there on the bench when his teammate got blocked there. I think he was excited that he even attempted to jam it on Sharp.
Now McKnight knocks down the 3. That's his first of the ball game. He's got 18. Inside of a minute, FAU now will advance to the winner of Middle Tennessee and Charlotte. Knight, no, takes the seat. Or Trey Carroll, I should say, takes the seat. Carroll only 6 free throws this season.
Carroll just hit the deck in the corner by the bench, and literally the entire, this is what all you need to know about FAU right here.
Yeah.
The entire team stood up to go help him up in the corner.
Absolutely. So now he's 5 of 7 from the stripe. Did have a good game versus UTSA earlier this year. Knocked home 11. Big guy at 6'7", 277. Stansbury getting a little bit of playing time outside the big 3 by Allen.
He's been searching for that. Finally knocks one down. Now 2 out of 10 from 3 tonight.
Allen does have 11 points, but it's taken him 13 shots. Final 20 seconds. And Western Kentucky now getting hot from 3.
That's 3 in a row. Bang, 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 right down the last minute and a half of the game. FAU was impressive tonight. 24-point win here to advance to the semifinals. You gotta like a team that is that deep and plays that hard for each other.
And that's going to do it. 75-51 is the final score. Western Kentucky did end the game on a 6-0 run, but it was that midway through the opening half, which was a big difference maker. Western Kentucky could not make any baskets. Florida Atlantic did. We had a lot of players tonight that could be our player of the game. Tell me who your decision was.
We're going to go with John L. Davis.
Our player of the game, brought to you by Total Care.
14 points out of 5 out of 10 from the floor. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Pretty solid stat line in 25 minutes. He actually led the team in minutes at 25. That's how deep these guys are. Nobody had to play too many minutes tonight. And Davis had a really nice game.
Davis was solid from the very get-go. 75-51. Dusty May standing by right now.
Coach, it was a little slow start that you're not necessarily used to, but a truly dominating performance there in the second half. What do you have to say about the way your team came out after halftime?
We came out with great energy, great spirit, with a very competitive mindset. In a game like this, where 3s should probably count as about 9s, we didn't make any. They didn't make any. But we feel like we're built to win any type of game, any style.
When you really needed a spark there in the first half, Jontrell Davis was the one that really stepped up clutch. What would you have to say about the way he performed tonight?
Well, his defensive instincts and his competitiveness is what separates him, and he was able to get into the passing lanes, get us a few easy baskets, and we felt like that gave us a little bit of comfort.
Survive and advance, it's on to the semifinals. What's the message to the team?
We got an early tip tomorrow. Let's turn our phones off, hydrate, get refocused on what we need to do.
Appreciate it, Coach. Best of luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
And they will play the winner of Middle Tennessee and Charlotte. That game will get underway at 11:30 Central Time, 12:30 Eastern Time, as we take a look at the bracket and update everything. Florida Atlantic, the first team into the semis. Will it be Middle Tennessee or Charlotte? And then in the other semi, it'll be the winners of North Texas, Louisiana Tech, UAB, and Rice. We will have North Texas, Louisiana Tech coming up in just about 40 minutes. Once again, the final score, Florida Atlantic wins it 75-51 for Ashley Pickle. And Colin Boddicker, I'm Ron Thulin saying so long from Frisco. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.